talk to you. Okay.
Because I need some good news.
Oh, you're going to love this. You are going to be such in a state of blissfulness when I tell you this.
I hope so.
2 or 3 weeks back, maybe three at the outside, yeah? Prior to that, I'd been talking to a guy in Australia, Steve someone, can't remember his name, but he was talking about this other guy called Shane Charles. He said, I've got to introduce you to Shane Charles. So eventually I got on a Zoom meeting like this with a guy called Shane Charles, yeah? And this guy's as sharp as a razor's edge. Seriously serious, intelligent guy. The kind of guy that walk into your courtroom, say your case, yeah? If he walks into your case as you, he would rip the judge a new spleen and walk the fuck out. That's how good this guy is, yeah? Seriously intelligent, seriously up to speed. He was apparently, and I didn't quite catch when he said he became a millionaire. He's an entrepreneur.
Wait, it's not Steve Outram.
No, his name's Charles. But he goes by the name of Tane.
Okay, it's probably not the same person. I'm thinking of Steve Outram. He is from New Zealand, and he went to Silicon Valley, and he sold an app which the CIA and all the intelligence services bought, and he made like tens of millions. And
well, I don't know what he did to become a millionaire, but he's
right. So this is not him. You're saying it's somebody else.
This guy's called Shane Charles, not Steve.
Okay.
There was a Steve in Australia who we're talking to, but that's a different guy completely.
All right.
You know, a billion people on this planet. It's a lot of people. Anyway, I was talking to this guy, Shane Charles, who goes by the name of Tane, and he's well established. This guy, he's got a big entourage of people with pull, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's even got his own PA. Her name's Helen, lovely woman. His own personal assistant. Yeah. And she arranges all the meetings and the phone conferences and everything that we do. And it's only been like 2 or 3 weeks tops. And obviously that's given this guy, Shane, time to read through the affidavit and the liens and everything else. And he absolutely does understand it implicitly. And the last conversation was a week ago. He brought in another guy called John. And John said, and this is on the phone, you know, it's not on Zoom, it's on the phone. He said, I've only got one question. I said, you've only got one question? I said, I expect you to be grilled for about 4 hours. And he just burst out laughing in New Zealand. And now they're bringing in another guy. They're bringing in another guy in Canada who knows all about bonds. And somebody else in America. And what he's bringing to the table, I don't know. But they're crafting together a team of like experts. And they've got another guy called Neil who's a programmer. Yeah?
What name?
Neil.
Neil, okay. Yeah, okay.
I don't know Neil's second name.
No, I don't either.
No. But he's a programmer. And they are hitting the ground hard running with what we call and what we've labelled an e-wallet. And the e-wallet will give us the economic capability to cash in these securitized liens to go into a wallet, which is a digital wallet on your phone.
Yeah.
Or it could be on an SD card, or it could be on a USB stick. Yeah. So these securitized commercial instruments go in and Great British pounds come out.
Wow.
Spendable. Yeah. By the millions.
Wow.
And we can automate from that to we can automate the crap out of things from there.
That's great.
Yeah. And by the sound of it, this guy knows, we were talking about in the UK it's called BACS, and in Germany it's called SWIFT. And these things are a central node point, yeah? So any transactions where you put your debit card in the point of sale, that transaction goes through this bank's node point. Yeah. All the banking transactions goes through this bank's node point in every country. There's one node point. It's like sending an email to that one point. It's like everyone being on Gmail. So the Gmail exchange is that one node point, yeah? And he knows what they all are in all the countries. He already knows. I don't know all that, but he already knows.
I hope he's genuine. Because that you got infiltrated by the other guy, didn't you? He was a bastard, wasn't he?
Say that again.
You got infiltrated. Do you remember you said to me, we've had another big name join us and friend request him and this, that, the other, and then he turned over, he flipped on you.
Jonathan, Jonathan Truckman is whatever his name is, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, I get infiltrated by the scum all the time. And I haven't got a problem with that. Come and infiltrate.
I know.
Because you've got nothing to gain, yeah?
Yeah.
Trapman, his name, Jonathan Trapman. Yeah, it turned out to be a scumbag troll. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad. And of course they're going to infiltrate you. Of course they are. The more you grow, the bigger you get. Of course they're going to send people in on you, you know?
Yeah. That's okay. They can all come. Bring them all. I haven't got a problem because they're going to learn something before they go away.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know if I updated you, like, so Ricky Dearman won another court case in England.
But that's in England. He can bring a case himself in England. It's actually him that brings the case. No,
he flew over to Ireland to bring a case as well. So, like, you can fly to somebody's country if you can prove the crime took place in that country. You can fly to that country and say, right, under your laws, I want to prosecute this crime that took place in your country. You know?
That's him doing the prosecution. So why doesn't he do that in Ireland? Why does he need the DPP?
No, he did come to Ireland and file charges against me. He flew over.
Yeah, but it's still not him that will be bringing the case in Ireland.
No, the police bring it. The police bring it. Or the DPP.
Right.
The DPP, yeah.
Right, so it's not him bringing the case.
No, it's not. And it's the same with abuse cases. You go and make a report and then the police bring the case, you know. But anyway, he won this case. It's against a guy who used to be a Royal Military policeman.
Yeah.
And he tried to arrest the Queen sometime. He's like a rogue. He's a ex-Royal Military policeman that went rogue. And then he got into all the common law and Kevin Annette and everything like that. And he tried to arrest the Queen. He's a real character, but he got found guilty. He got found guilty. Now, I tried to tell him, go and talk to Baron David Ward. And he's like, oh, I'll do my own affidavit. So he followed your work a lot, but then he made his own affidavit. And then he used a solicitor who sounds like he completely sold him down the river. And then finally he represented himself, but he lost his bottle and he got found guilty. And so he's due for sentencing on the 30th of September.
You see, none of these other people that Ricky Dearman has brought into court and charged, none of them know. None of them know what you know.
I told him, I've been saying to him for 3 months, go and talk to Baron David Ward, go and check out the group, go and read the stuff. And he's like, but I think I'll just, like, he's hedging his bets. He's like trying to do a bit of common law, a bit of affidavit, and a bit of, I better hire a solicitor because I'm scared. So he's like running with the hare and the hounds, you know?
Right, he's lost in the woods. He's not got a clue what he's doing.
The only fear I've got, and I'll be honest with you, Dave, the fear I've got, he's already been taken to court once and found guilty of online stalking of Katie Bourne, the Chief Inspector of Police in Sussex, right? He got stitched up. He tried to expose corruption in Sussex police, and he had a lot of evidence. of prostitution and paedophile rings and cover-ups and everything. But instead of him winning his case against Katie Bourne, she did him for stalking.
Was he physically stalking her? Because you're not physically...
No, never physical. It was all online, but she won the court case and the BBC reported on it, and he got told he could never say her name again, he could never go within whatever yards of her and all the rest of it, blah, blah, blah. But he was so scared of going to prison, and I can understand that. He's an ex-Royal Military policeman, you know, I think it's more dangerous for men to go to prison than women sometimes. So he got let off, but he got gagged and this, that, and the other, and criminal record and blah, blah, blah. So this time around, he says he thinks he's only going to get a community service sentence. But the horrible thing is, I did an interview with him for an hour off the record. And we talked completely frankly. Yeah. And he said to me, share this with whoever you trust. So I sent it to 20 people and somebody leaked it. And I think it got to the British intelligence services and different people. And one of my main sources, the guy that was going to give me slam dunk evidence on Hampstead, his 17-year-old niece was deliberately run over by a car. And she's had 9 operations. She didn't lose her leg, but she might never walk again. And he thinks that was a warning. He thinks that was a shot across the bow.
Yeah, but everyone's looking at the evidence and what evidence people can bring, because everyone's doing it wrong. Everyone, every single person on this planet is doing it wrong.
Right, because it doesn't matter what evidence you bring, if the structure is fucked, then it's all...
Yeah, it's irrelevant how many truckloads of evidence you bring. Right, the structure... Right, I got a parking ticket. This is what's not sunk home with you yet. I got a parking ticket. I didn't challenge the parking ticket. I didn't challenge the Traffic Management Act 2004 at all. Not interested. Not interested in evidence. Not interested in the ticket. Not interested in the guy. Not interested in the claimants. Don't care. Don't care. Completely irrelevant. And what I did, I went into that tribunal. Well, I didn't go myself. I let the paperwork do it. The paperwork went into that tribunal and took out the foundation of the UK government and put all the acts and statutes in the bin. All the judges, all the barristers.
Not just the UK government, right?
No, everywhere on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, including an island.
Yeah.
So you don't need to worry about what evidence there is. You're not interested. If you go into that courtroom, you are not interested in that evidence one slightest.
Okay, so all I'm interested in is this whole structure is illegal.
Yeah, the judge has got no authority.
Okay.
And neither's the DPP. Where is your authority? Where is your authority to sit in that chair, monkey boy? Because unless you can present to me right now in this courtroom all of the signed and legal agreements to be governed, you do not have any authority.
Okay. So everything else is white noise. Okay, got it.
And at that point, you walk out the fucking courtroom because you have gutted the judge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So Ricky Damon doesn't matter. Ricky Damon's evidence doesn't matter. What evidence?
Although he just got somebody found guilty again, and they could go to prison.
Yeah, but the person that you're talking about, all these other people that are going to prison, went to prison, might go to prison, they don't know. What is it that they don't know? They don't know that the judge has got no authority.
Okay.
I've done this 8 times with judges. 8 times with 8 judges. And I didn't go in the courtroom. I did it on the paper.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely get that. Because like Frank, there's a guy called Frank. He tried all the live claim and this, that, and the other, and whatever. They took his car. They took his fucking car.
The live life claim, the common law, the Magna Carta, oh, jibber, 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 it's just noise. It's just fucking noise. These people have no authority. That's it, they're done.
Okay.
Therefore,
All right,
you've not got
authority, okay.
You're fucked.
Okay, another friend of mine, or cyber friend of mine in Ireland, right? About 10 years ago, the social services took 2 of her kids, and it turned out they had a medical condition which makes their little bones fracture very easily. And it was proved, but it took her 9 months to get her kids back and £10,000 in legal fees, right? But because ever since then she's been campaigning, and I told her to check you out and go to your stuff, but whatever. She did it by the common law thing and represented herself and, you know, all the rest of it. And it's looking very scary. They're trying to take her kids again.
Well, they will, because
because she's a campaigner and an activist and she's very outspoken. So like we've had Frank lost his car. This friend of mine could be losing her children. And somebody else could be going to jail on the 30th of September at the hands of Ricky Dearman. So it's like, it's scary shit. And I'm very clear that it's the fear that keeps us getting in trouble. And I've got to be honest with you, I've been shit scared for about, since Matt got found guilty. And then Ian Puddick is kicking off at me on Twitter, saying I need to go to Broadmoor and I should be sectioned and I'm a fucking idiot. And he's counter-terrorism allegedly. And he goes to Buckingham Palace and he's hammering me on Twitter.
Right. Let's just say the government in the UK put together a case against me, complete load of bullshit, and they put me in jail.
Yeah.
Why can't they do that? Why can't the UK government do that? Or why don't they do that? Complete bullshit case. It's called a drumhead trial.
Which they could do like that, couldn't they? They could do like that.
Like that piece of fucking piss. They can get that done in
Put it on your computer, plant it remotely, you know, whatever.
Put fucking guy in jail. Put this guy, David Ward, in jail. Put him in jail now.
Shut him up, yeah.
Yeah, shut him the fuck up. And I'll tell you why they don't do that. Because I will walk out of that jail with an angry militia. Everybody in that jail, including the warden and the jail staff, will lock them.
You would just educate them, yeah. And they would say, fuck this, fuck this.
And that's why I'm the most dangerous man on the fucking planet. Because the people that are keeping you here do not have the legal authority to do so. Yeah. And all of these wardens and all of their families and all of these prison keepers, they're all getting fucked in the ass for the 85% gross on tax, and the mums and the dads, the aunts and uncles and the kids and the cousins and the brothers and sisters, all of them. And they will turn...
The emperor's got no clothes. It's just the first person that says the emperor's got no clothes on.
That's right.
That cop has got no authority. That judge has got no authority. That prison warden's got no authority. Why are you obeying them?
I've proved it, and it's government sanctioned. This is UK government sanctioned and approved. I won a case at a tribunal. Now,
I know. Do you know what that idiot guy said? You know, the one you thought was an addition. He said, oh, no, the only reason they didn't contest it was because they all went to their spam emails.
Yeah, Chapman is an idiot. Now, let's go through the facts here. Let's deal with the facts, okay? Because I'm all about the facts. And I know very well that people get steamrolled in court. Any court.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Our court, they get steamrolled in the court. Because it's all
fear. They get fear.
So what did not happen on the 29th of May 2013? I did not get steamrolled in that tribunal. Oh my God, I should have done. They should have just steamrolled me. Therefore, there would have been no case. Steamroller this guy, just steamroller him, yeah.
You'd
And,
have gone away. You'd have gone away.
and that would have stopped everything. I'd have been fucked. So I've got nothing. Bullshit, but it's steamrolled. But then let's just say, for example, I did win the case at the tribunal. But what paperwork came back from that? It was just a statement saying Mr. David Ward has no liability under the Act. It wasn't even them words. Your Palance has no liability to pay the PCN. And that was sent from who? Some office bod. No judge, no judge's name, no adjudicant, no fucking name, no jack shit, no signature. That piece of paper is completely fucking worthless, even though I know I've won a case that fucks up every government on the planet. That piece of paper from the tribunal is completely and absolutely worthless. Yeah, worthless. Complete piece of shit. Bum paper. Until you get the letter the next day through the door, which is a signed and legal declaration of no contest from the government.
Right, so that's in black and white. That's in black and white.
That's your
Don't
black
do
and
this.
white.
Don't do this. Don't do that.
Well, they did. They signed it.
No, I'm just saying, don't do these hand signals.
Don't do that.
Yeah, because it's satanic. Yeah.
Right, they've got no reason to sign that, but they did. So what I'm doing, step one, day one, in 2013, is government sanctioned and approved.
Yeah, so that guy's just an idiot. He says, oh, it's because they didn't get it, it went in their spam folder. Fuck off, you got a letter.
Yeah, I've got a signed document. And it's there. Everyone can see it. Mm-hmm.
He must have been sent in on you.
Right, so then 2 years later, because I took a long time thinking about this, I put together the affidavit. That's not one affidavit. That's 657 affidavits sent to 657 MPs, which is all of the UK government in Westminster. Well, you know, get your affidavit wrong, and they want to steamroll you. They're going to come back and charge with fraud 657 times, which is 6,570 years in jail. Jail. Good day, Mr. Ward. You are now fucking in jail for 6,570 years. We are throwing away the key. Fuck you, monkey boy. So now you're not talking one government sanction.
So now I'm getting how important it is that they've never put you in jail. Like people keep saying, oh, where's your fortune? You lost your house, you know, where's your money? It's like, where's your symbols of success? But they're not getting how fucking monumental it is that you have not been disappeared, murdered, or jailed or sectioned. It's like they're not getting the enormity of that.
This is what you're not getting.
Yeah, I just got a penny drop there. Because when you used to say, well, I'm not in jail, I used to think, yeah, but what's your quality of life? Are you happy? Are you free? Are you like prospering? Is your soul prospering? Are you living a full life? But I've just got it that given what you have done, if they had the upper hand, you wouldn't just be in jail, you'd be dead.
Yeah. Run me over with
They
a truck.
killed David Kelly. They killed so many people. You'd be dead. You'd be dead or you'd be jailed. Yeah, I get it now. I get it.
So let's look at it from that angle. I sent away this paperwork that no one else has done before.
Yeah.
Babylon, they've got all that time to run me over with a truck.
Yeah, exactly. And it could be anything. They could give you a heart attack. They could call you in. They could do it anyway. They could kill you. Of course they could.
Yeah. Piece of piss. David Ward's dead. Right, now go to the incident with the affidavit. They've got 28 days to kill me.
And I have to ask your opinion here, right? I'm sorry for flying off, but the English ex-military, Royal Military policeman, who's now a comedian and a personality, truth teller, whatever, a journalist, investigative journalist, He got found guilty on the 7th of September, and he's due for sentencing on the 30th. And I think there's a big window for them to blackmail him. You know where in America, they do a plea deal. So I think from the 7th to the 30th, they can say to him, give us Angie Power Disney, give us, Andy Devine, give us John Patterson, give us everybody that's given us a problem, and we'll make sure you don't go to jail. Am I reasonable in thinking that?
Well, I don't know. I can't really comment on this guy apart from what you've told me, and the fact is he's a dumb bastard. He's gone down the common law route.
He tried his best. He tried, but what he did was he was fearful, and he tried 3 different flavors. He made an affidavit based on yours, but it was his. He hired a solicitor, and then he represented himself. So he did 3 different strands, and it didn't turn out so well.
You know what the biggest mistake was? He went in the courtroom.
Yeah, I agree.
And the second biggest mistake was hiring a lawyer.
Yeah, oh, definitely. He said, right, Ricky Dearman made a new allegation, and this guy said to his solicitor, please challenge him on why he's changed the narrative. And his solicitor said, oh no, the judge would allow that because of the passage of time. And he just accepted that. It's like Ricky Dearman changed his testimony from 5 years ago. And when this person said to his solicitor, challenge that, he's like, no, the judge will allow it as passage of time.
Yeah, but it's all bullshit, isn't it? It's all jibber jabber. It's all jibber jabber. Once you go in that courtroom, it's jibber jabber noise.
Yeah.
Unless you know what you're doing, and then it's not jibber jabber noise.
Yeah, I know 2 things I've learned from you, and I might be so slow, but one is I will never ever again hire a solicitor.
No.
Unless it's to make a claim, a lawful claim, like if I got screwed out of another inheritance and the only way to, get my share was to go through a dodgy solicitor who's going to take a huge chunk of it, but what the fuck? But I would never go to a solicitor to defend myself in anything. I might go proactively to claim something. And the second thing I've learned is I will never go into a court except under duress. If they want to take me, the first thing I'll say, I have this frozen memory of you with no shoes on in court saying, Your Honour, I'm here under duress. I don't consent to being here.
Why are you going to court even to do that?
But if they drag you, if they drag you in handcuffs.
Well, they did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's the lesson I've learned, that the first thing I would say to the judge is, I'm not here of my own free will. I was brought here under duress in handcuffs with no shoes on, and I'm going now. I'm not going to stay here. I don't consent.
No, you're not going to say, I don't consent. That's the last thing you say. You've still not got it.
All right, what do you say?
Prove to me, Judge, that you've got some authority. Do it now.
Yeah.
In compliance with your boss's government agreement, the consent of the governed.
Because it's like going back to, the way they say, if you want to know how not to be intimidated, imagine the person in front of you's, got no clothes on, right? And that's not to be dirty. That's just strip away their robes and their wigs and their fucking medals and all that shit, right? Just imagine them stripped down to nothing like you. And then you just think, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? I don't mean that rudely, but I'm Angela. You're calling yourself Michael or whatever. And you've added all these names like judge, minister, MP, policeman, blah, blah. But you've got no jurisdiction over me. I don't know you. It's hitting me stripping naked, who the fuck are you?
having won a case that fucks up every government on the planet because 7 billion people haven't given their legal agreement and consent of the government, why would I then wait 2 years before moving forward and compiling that affidavit? 2 years. 2 years. Now you've got to go and think about the affidavit itself and what I actually did in that affidavit, because I didn't write that in a day.
No, I know.
Over a series of months. And if you look at the documents, there's got dates on them. When I drafted up a document, a section of that affidavit, one of them affidavit, it's got a date on it when I actually drafted it up. When I typed up that document, it's got a document date on it. And they're not all the same date. This is over a period of months that I compiled the affidavit. And Exhibit C, next to my fucking winning case, is the most critical exhibit to comprehend. Critical, absolutely critical. Because a state is a company no different to McDonald's. Now that is company doctrine. You cannot get past that. That is an outright fact. Company doctrine. You can cite that doctrine from, if you are a law degree student taking your law degree, you can cite that in your thesis. That is absolute fact, company doctrine, that the company is a company and therefore no different to McDonald's. And that's what a state is. The Irish government is a state. The UK government is a state. United States of America, the states of Germany, states of France, states of Belgium, they are all companies. No different to McDonald's. And that's an absolute fact. Undeniable, unimpeachable, cannot be contested by anybody on this planet.
Yeah, no, I heard Thomas Sheridan. He's an Irish scholar, kind of, you know, intellectual, very intelligent guy, pagan and like a bit eccentric, but he was on Wall Street and he's been very successful at times in his life. And he has obviously been following our work. And he said, oh, it's not that they're corporations. They just have to make a company registration to order supplies. He's like, he was poo-pooing it. He was saying, oh, don't be stupid. Of course, the government's not a state. Of course, the police is not a corporation. Of course, the, you know, blah, blah. They just have to register as a corporation so they can trade. So if they want to order photocopying paper and whatever, it was like, and I was like, no.
Exactly. He can poo-poo what the fuck he likes. The fact is,
I don't think he was being malicious. I think his brain was just going, wait a minute, what?
He's playing devil's advocate. I don't give a shit. You can play devil's advocate all day long. Don't give a fuck. The fact is, they are a company.
They are a corporation, and he admitted that. But he was trying to say it was just a technicality. They just have to register as a company to order shit.
I don't care. They are a company. End of story.
They are a company, they are.
If it's just a technicality that they are a company, well, they're still a fucking company. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, the fact is, they are a company. No different to McDonald's. They are a corporate entity.
Yeah.
Now, I printed that speech, that doctrine, all 7 pages of it, by Shadran Cathuthas, PhD, and I deliberately left it fully intact and highlighted various parts of it. Because it's outright. A company cannot have authority.
I agree. I totally agree. And I totally get it. I don't know if you watched any of Trafalgar Square on Saturday, but so for a while, the people outnumbered the coppers. And they weren't violent with them. They just were like, choose your side. Like, you're on the wrong side, guys. You're acting outside of your whatever. Like, and the coppers didn't know what to do. They were just like, fuck. You know, are we gonna get hurt? Are we supposed to hurt? What is going on? You could see that they were human beings going like, what the fuck? You know, and there was a strategic withdrawal. But then they sent in the riot squad and the horses and you know, and then they staged, in my opinion, they staged a murder.
As a digression from what we're talking about and the facts, because we're talking facts here, with the fact that the state is a company.
Okay.
Right, say a minute, and let's go to this situation in London where you've got protesters. And this is something you need to get your head around very severely to understand it completely. Because a protester is a slave.
Yeah. I get that. I do get that. It's like you're asking your masters to be nicer to you.
I have not got close to the fucking point yet.
All right, sorry, go ahead.
A protester is a fucking slave with dementia, a brain-dead fucking moron. Okay? Now then, when a slave protests, that is an act of belligerence. And that is a very fucking important word. An act of belligerence. Yeah. Now, I listen to a lot of dickheads on YouTube, the same of everybody else. And I was listening to one of these wankers talking about fucking UCC and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, carry on talking. I'm just fucking listening to your bullshit. But something so profound and so fucking critically important that I paid fucking attention immediately. And it was the use of that word belligerence in its correct context.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And the words it said was this: in an occupied country, right, you've got an occupation by force. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, when you talk about an occupied country, we are now talking 176 countries are occupied by force. Yeah. Believe it or not, that's true. In an occupied country, which is occupied by force, military force,
yeah,
if the residents are placid, then everything's fine.
Yeah.
But if the residents become belligerent in any way,
yeah,
then the military have a contractual obligation to suppress that belligerence by any means necessary. Shoot the fuckers, put a bullet in the head. Now then, bring that back to what's happening in Trafalgar Square. You've got a belligerence slaves.
Yeah, it's like an uprising. It's like an uprising, but it's still an uprising of slaves.
It's still an uprising of slaves because
the ley lines of London trace a pentagram with the source of it is Trafalgar Square. So people shouldn't be protesting there. They should be going to Hyde Park and places like that. But yeah, all right, carry on.
I don't care where it is. Okay. I don't care what country it is. I don't care what street it's on. I don't care what the surrounding symbology is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They are belligerents. And the UK police, the hard squad, have got an obligation to suppress that, paid for by the UK taxpayers. So these people protesting are fucking idiots.
So it's like a lose-lose. It's like the more aggressive you get, the more permission you give to them to enforce their duty to suppress belligerence.
Yes.
Right, okay. Yeah, so it's like they're playing out a drama. It's like, oh, we're rebelling. Okay, we're putting you down. And it's just, it doesn't solve anything.
We're peaceful protesters. We are protesting peacefully. Fucking no, you are not. By the way of the fact that you are protesting at all. That's an oxymoron in words. You cannot protest peacefully.
Yeah.
Protesting is belligerence. Yeah. These are the words. These are the words that matter. These are the words.
I said it to Andy that when Dennis O'Brien tried to charge the Irish for the water, like up to 1 million people went to the streets and said, no, fuck off, right? And then they did research and then they took out the smart meters and then they like came out in numbers and it worked. Like he had to roll back. He had to backtrack.
Sometimes it does work. You know, in the UK, people actually pay the window tax. If you go around the old town like Warrington, you'll see windows that have been bricked up.
Bricked up, yeah. I've seen that. You brick them up because you don't want to pay the tax, like the bedroom tax. It's like, fuck that. Yeah.
So if people just don't pay the tax, what option do the government then have? They haven't got an option because the people just stop paying the window tax. They fuck you, have a nice day. They just stop paying. And it's the same with the dog license.
But that's what people won't do. People are too afraid. Like, people are just too afraid. It's like, if everybody stopped paying their mortgage and stopped paying their bank charges and stopped paying their taxes, we would be sorted. But people won't. They're too scared.
People are spineless cowards, 7 billion of them, and it's been that way since Babylon.
Do you think America is Babylon?
Yeah, everything came from Babylon. Babylon is just a term of reference to something that happened a fucking long time ago. Before the Pharaoh, before the Roman Empire, before the kings and the companies, it was Babylon. You know, I haven't got a reference that is older than Babylon to where does this shit came from. It was Babylon. Doesn't matter, dead people, millennia ago, set up the rules of how it's going to be. Some guy in a tent decided he was going to tax, and the only way he could tax it was to invent gold and silver coins of money enforced by the point of his sword, because you can't tax barter. So it's an act of terrorism and fanciful fucking thinking from day one. Why did the people go along with it? Well, there's a guy there with a pointy sword. If you don't fucking do as you're told, you're going to get killed. Well, there's no fucking pointy swords anymore. And there's no money. There hasn't been any money for 150 years. And a banknote is just a piece of paper.
Okay.
Based upon confidence and belief. And confidence and belief is a bucket full of fuck all. It's a fantasy. It's all a fairy tale. But people don't want to know because A, they are spineless cowards, and B, they are fucking lazy. They want it done for them, handed to them on the plate. They go running to the lawyer. Please, Mr. Lawyer, do this for me. Please, Mr. Lawyer, do that for me. And the lawyers are fucked.
No, I don't trust the lawyers anymore. I don't.
But they want someone else to do it for them. They want someone else to do it for them.
The lawyers, like, I've hired lawyers once in my life, right? And they were shit, and I was brilliant, right? And I took the case all the way to the High Court. But the lawyers got more than I did. Like, because they still managed to keep their talons in. So even though they said, we're going to resign if you don't accept this deal, I said, all right, fuck off, resign. They still kept a claim in. Then they referred me to another lawyers, and then they referred me to barristers, and then the barristers misbehaved, but they all kept their finger in the pie. And when I won, right, they got more in legal fees than I got for an award.
So you won it for them, but they still got their disbursement.
They picked up bigger I settled. I didn't settle, but a barrister said I would settle. And they picked up more than I did.
Yeah, because they're all bandits and thieves.
I don't trust lawyers. I don't trust lawyers. But the only thing, right, the biggest thing you've said to me today is the evidence is only the cherry on the pie. Somebody's trying to ring me. Let me cut them off. Fuck this. I wish people wouldn't do this. Just let me cut this person off. It might be something super. You cannot minimize Zoom while you're recording. Right, I don't know how to stop that. Right, well, fuck that. Right, we'll just wind it up. But the thing I've learned from you today is the evidence is the cherry on the pie, but it's not the pie. The pie is the structure is illegal.
Right, the pie is that the structure is criminal and illegal. It has been from day one, because no one has signed the agreement giving a government the authority to be a government.
Okay, all right.
Right, so the government isn't a government because no one signed that agreement, allowing them to represent. Right, if you want someone to represent you in a court, you've got to give that person power of attorney. You've got to transfer your power of attorney to that lawyer or that barrister.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that ever again. But
No. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. If you wanted someone to represent you in a court, if you don't, I understand that. If you did, you would have to sign a document giving that person your
waiting signature, my consent. You go ahead and represent me. Yeah.
No, it's not your consent. We're not talking about consent now. Your power of attorney you give to that lawyer or barrister.
Okay.
So that they can represent you. And without that signed document, no barrister or lawyer can represent you.
Okay.
Right, now we're talking about representation, where the government represents the interests of the people. Well, the people have never given and transferred their power of attorney to the government. Never happened, not once in 800 years. So the government cannot represent the people without representation, without that power of attorney, or without a contract agreement where they have agreed and given their consent. So none of those two documents have ever existed.
Okay, I got it. So everything else is white noise, right.
So either a company have got no authority, and then you've got the Jack Beatston speech where he confirmed that the office of the judiciary is a sub-office of the state. Therefore, there is a legal conflict of interest which is criminal, where the judge cannot be a judge.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Right, so your judge is no more a judge.
It's like you're just like me. You're a human being,
right?
And I gave you no authority over me.
Over anyone?
Yeah, like who the fuck are you?
Even his own finger ends in that courtroom.
Wow.
And that destroys the judge. He cannot produce the how many people in Ireland? 5 billion, is it? 5 million?
6.8.
6.8 million people in Ireland have not signed that legal consent agreement. Right. So the judge has no authority. And by the way, the fact that he presents himself in court as a person with authority, that is an act of terrorism.
Yeah, okay. I got it. All right. Well, look, next time.
Now, no other people that Damon has brought into the courtroom know any of this. But the DPP know that you do know. Because you've sent the affidavit.
Yeah, and I think we have to go the next step. Like, I think we have to do the habeas corpus. And I think I have to go after PayPal. Because they do have real results. Like, Frank lost his car. I lost my PayPal. Nilu lost her house. Like, Matt got found guilty. So there are real consequences. But,
how can you enforce it in the court system that's corrupt as fuck? And the answer to that is you can't.
You can't. And I finally got it. What's dropped for me is the fact that you're not in prison.
I am not in
prison. Is huge. Fuck them that say, oh, look, he lost his house. Oh, it's like, he's not
in the house. I lost my house. That's what terrorists do. Big fucking deal. But what have I done on this planet that no fucker has done on this planet? I've derived an affidavit that takes out the foundation of every government.
I'm so excited. All right.
Then I use that affidavit as a foundation. In fact, I'm back charge them commercially.
Don't do that.
Commercially for 1.95 billion.
Yeah,
right.
You're now going to be able to realise.
Which I will be doing very shortly with the e-wallets.
Okay, so next time we connect, let's go after Google and PayPal.
No, you need to do your habeas corpus next.
Yeah, let's do that.
You need a means of redress here. You need to start redressing some of this
stuff. I know.
And no one has done an habeas corpus for an object before. So you will be the first on the planet that's
Okay,
done.
let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, love you, Dave.
And I need to reread the habeas corpus act again.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
Yeah. And there's plenty of ammo in there that we can use because we're going to quote from that.
Yeah, yeah.
So we need the habeas corpus printed off in a document. You need another copy of the affidavit, and then you need your cover document, which will be the habeas corpus, where they've got to give you your computers back.
Okay, okay.
So that's a big brown envelope.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know, let's face it, when all said and done, PayPal and what was the other one? Chump change. They're fucking chump change people.
No, I know. It just offends me that, like, that's the way you buy and sell. If I want to send some money to somebody, I'll use PayPal. And if somebody wants to send me some money, they'll use PayPal. And twice the trolls have got that taken away from me. But then I know that the chief executive of PayPal is a dirty bastard. I just know that. I just do.
Well, yeah, and I won't disagree with you. You know, he's in it making the money.
And there's a counter-terrorism operative that goes into Buckingham Palace that is slandering me all over fucking Twitter.
Yeah. Like fucking Jonathan Chapman, idiot. I don't give a shit how much.
Yeah.
The facts still remain.
The facts still
remain. Yeah.
All right, Dave. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Right, so you're the only person on this planet that knows that you can walk into a courtroom and destroy a judge.
Yeah, because it's like, who the fuck are you? I want to title this, Who the Fuck Are You? And I don't mean to be rude, but it's like, I'm me, who are you, and who gave you the illusion of your authority over me?
Yeah.
And you can bully me as much as you like. You can, like, you know, like posture and do this, that, and the other to me and whatever. But Dave Ward is not in prison.
Bingo.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, there you go. Yeah, F off.
Yeah. No, if they did put me in jail, I would walk out of that jail.
Yeah. And I would hope I will. I would hope. I don't think I'll go to jail, but if I did, I would hope that I would be able to say, you know, this is absolute bullshit.
Yeah. And therefore, you need to know that affidavit verbatim. The Lord Chief Justice Sir Jack Beatson said this. Chad Rankatutus, PhD, doctor in yada yada yada, said this. These are absolute facts. Here's a case law won by David Ward. Yaga digga digga digga. Have it verbatim. Talk to the walls. Have it rolling off your tongue.
Right. Like the Bible. All right, my darling.
All right.
Talk soon.
Bye for now.